Can you explain a little bit about what autism, kind of the spectrum, where does Asperger's fall into autism? Are there other types of autism? Is cerebral palsy fall into that? Can you help me with that?
Sure. So autism is a spectrum disorder, but there's different dimensions. We're not just looking at high functioning versus low functioning. And that is one of the misconceptions, is that there's high functioning autism and low functioning autism. It's not very helpful to put that kind of a label, but when we think about autism, what we're looking at to make that diagnosis is two areas. The first area is social communication, and that develops through our lives in the ways that we use our nonverbal communication, the ways that we interact back and forth, and also in the ways that we develop relationships and understanding of relationships. And then the other area that we look at is areas of behaviors. So that could be restricted interests that are very strong interests that might get in the way of other things, or unusual interests. We also look at behaviors that are repetitive, and that could be repetitive ways of moving a body, gestures or mannerisms we talk about. It also can be repetitive language, like echolalia is one of the symptoms we might see for some people.
Do a lot of people have autism that maybe don't know they have autism? Is that like a common thing?
Well, I think, as you talked about, the incidence of autism has increased quite a bit since 2000. We've seen more people getting diagnosed. In some terms, we also talk about people who have autism characteristics, but they may not have a diagnosis. So we're having more adults come to us now and say, I think I may have autism because I have these characteristics, I have these social challenges, or I've had these very strong interests and difficulty focusing on other things when I'm doing something that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
So there's more and more adults coming to us and asking, what is this diagnosis right, or does that fit for me? But we also talk about people who have characteristics and may not really have a disorder, but they may be somewhere as overlapping those autism traits.
Yeah.